I didn't think it was predictable from the trailer, which is one thing that I just hate. I don't like when it's predictable. Like, it was actually scary, which I enjoyed. I
Well,
like a movie that can scare me, not just Cage next to me.
I love a horror film, right? And I will go and see all the horror films in the cinemas. But that one, I wasn't expecting the jump scares, as we could tell in the cinema. Sorry.
well, well, Kate started this film with both feet on the floor, and the second half of the film, she was in a fetal position in the cinema seat.
What? But that's how you know it's a good film, because it makes you that like scared to put your feet on the ground.
Rage Whale. Welcome to another spoiler review episode.
Today, there's a warning. We're talking horror and we're talking spoilers. So listen to this episode if you've seen the two recent horror movies, Hokum and Obsession. But first, it's the movie news, then the movie reviews, and we vote which film we enjoyed the most. Then we have some fun facts and a special surprise from Drew. Also in this episode, we introduced two new guests, Kate and Tarryn. They have been joining Kev in the cinema to see quite a lot of films recently and helping with some reviews. This is their first episode, so let's get stuck in and get to meet them properly. Enjoy. Welcome back to Ragewell, guys. Today we're starting something new. So as you know, for the last 150 odd episodes, we've been doing lots of interviews of other people and guests, which we have absolutely loved. Now we're going to start focusing on more predominantly movie reviews. But don't worry, we'll still be bringing guests on. But rather than talking about themselves, we're going to be talking about film and just having another voice and opinion in there. So the episodes will be less regular. So it'll be ad hoc. When we see a good film, we're going to record. So it's not going to be out every Monday as usual. So I'd advise you go on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, give us a follow, ding the little bell thing so that it will notify you when we've got a new episode dropping, so you don't miss anything. And today we're going to do not one review, but two reviews. We're going to review two recent horror movies and debate which one we prefer. It's not just me and Drew today. We have Kate and Tarryn. How you doing,
Hello.
Hello, how are we all?
Good, good. And if you guys have been following us on Instagram, you'll see that Kate and Tarryn have done some movie reviews with me in the car straight after watching a film. They're the mad ones where it's just giggling for 3 minutes.
Best ones.
I agree.
You guys actually have bangs.
Carpool karaoke,
Okay.
but with movies.
Carpool karaoke reviews. Right. So, before we go into the films, our new format is we're going to be talking about some movie news at the beginning, then do the reviews, and then end with a fun fact. And today, even a special thing from Drew as well. So the movie news thing, you guys might know some stuff as well. So we'll only spend a few minutes on this. I'll just blast out a few interesting things, if you like. Me and Drew noticed that Nicholas Winding Refn's just got a new movie trailer out for a film called Her Private Hell. I don't know if you guys have seen that trailer yet.
No, I've not actually.
No.
Have you seen the film? What was the films, Drew, that he's done? Drive?
Yeah, Drive and Only God Forgives.
Only,
Second
Well,
one
I've
I've
seen
heard
that.
of.
they're beautiful looking films, debatable on which ones are good, which ones are just fancy. But it's got Sophie Thatcher from Companion and Heretic.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Yeah.
the main star.
Good
So
film.
that's the new trailer dropped this week. Another thing as well is that another trailer's dropped for, well, a follow-up trailer for Cape Fear. I don't know if you've seen that, the new series with Javier Bardem. It's coming out on Apple in a couple of weeks' time.
That looks serious.
Pretty exciting. 'Cause
I'll
it's not
give it a
based on
watch.
the Hero one. It's on a book. What did you say, Kate?
I will give that a watch. I've not actually heard of it, but I'm all about watching a new
No,
series.
me either.
Have you got Apple, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Apple's got some cracking stuff on it, hasn't it? So
We're
yeah,
sorted.
Cape Fear is a good one. Here's a weird one, Drew. I don't know if you've heard. This got announced like yesterday or the day before. Peter Jackson, in an interview, accidentally let drop that he is, I'm not excited, I don't really care, but other people might be. He is writing the new Tintin film.
Wow.
Like, who,
Kind of like Tintin meets Lord of the Rings sort of thing.
well, they did one before, didn't they, with Simon Pegg?
Oh, yeah.
The cartoony one.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the magazines as a kid, but the comics, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I couldn't care less either, but he's directing it as well as writing it. More exciting, and one for Kathy, Batman 2. They've just announced that they've cast Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan, and Charles Dance. They've been added into the mix. So that's, are you guys a fan of the Batman, the new Batman?
Yeah, they're really good.
Is that the one with Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
Yep.
She knows.
If you go back episodes, we had a guest on our episode who was one of the bad guys in the film.
Yeah.
Really?
Elijah Baker.
Yeah, Elijah
Oh.
Baker. He's one of the, the guys painted like skeletons at the beginning that Batman attacks. The first
Yeah.
fight. One of
That's
them guys.
cool.
The first fight in the rain.
Yeah, I worked with him on a film and he came on. He was really nice.
Really nice guy.
Another one that's a comedy. Does anyone like Adam Sandler films?
Yes.
Yes.
Love.
Yeah. Resounding. What about Grown Ups?
Number
Love.
3's coming out, I've heard.
There we go, Kate. Number 3.
Is it?
Boom.
Number 3. And I
Love
can't
those
say
films.
either, but they're fun.
I was going to say Spider-Man Noir is coming out as well, right? 27th of May.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
Prime.
So excited.
That looks pretty good.
Did you see him? People are doing a lot of abseiling off of cinemas at the moment. Like Charlize Theron did abseiling for Apex. And now, obviously, it's not Nicolas Cage, but someone dressed as Nicolas Cage jumped on a car and then did Spidey things. And then there was another Spider-Man on the roof that abseiled down.
Crazy.
Promoting it the other day. 28 years later has teased
Whoop, whoop.
a new one. Alfie, the little kid, did a little thing on Instagram or social media with his bow and arrow.
Nice.
Love that.
And like we said before, like it's the last one had such a bad box office, and Nina DaCosta came out this week as well saying that she was really disappointed with the numbers. But I just think they didn't promote it enough because people didn't understand or realize it was a sequel. I don't think.
Yeah.
But that ending, we're all excited for the new one.
Oof.
Different take. Oasis has got a documentary coming to IMAX.
Oh.
That's cool.
Yeah, I wish I'd been to that. Did any of you guys go to see Oasis?
No.
No, tried to very hard, but couldn't.
Yeah, same. So yeah, it's going to come out on Disney before September, so it'll be in IMAX pretty soon as a documentary. That will be pretty epic.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow.
Also, new Planet of the Apes trailer is coming soon. And have you heard, Drew, Matthew Lillard has been put in the new Superman sequel?
Oh, okay.
Isn't
Nice.
it weird? Like all these people from all these old films are coming back.
I love it
With
though.
revenge.
Yeah, like especially like Scream and those people.
Well, he was in the Daredevil new season as well. So he's everywhere. He's doing really well for himself.
Wait a minute. Daredevil's on the other side. That's Marvel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Matthew Lillard, not in anything for ages. Now he's in both.
Now he's in
Both
both
houses.
franchises, DC and Marvel. That's nuts.
That's
Yeah.
mad. I've only got a few more. Scarlett Johansson again. Have you heard that she's got the lead in the new Ari Aster film
Yeah.
called Scapegoat?
I've not seen it.
And it's A24. So
That's-
that's all the ticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's about. I don't care. I don't want to know. I just want to turn up and have a scapegoat in my face. Do you guys like Ari Aster? Do you guys know who Ari Aster is?
Not gonna lie, no clue.
No.
Oh, maybe we should traumatize them like Jazz did to me with that film.
Oh
Maybe
God, what are you going
not
to
in this
suggest?
episode. 'Cause that's unfair, but we'll just send them a link to that short film. What the somebody's get up to.
I'll watch that.
The strange
They were
thing
going to be
about
traumatized.
the strange thing about
Right.
summertime.
What's it called? Something about the Johnsons? Is that right?
Something about the Johnsons. There's something about that title I can't remember. Yes.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Trying to find it now. Oh,
No,
yeah.
it's something about the Johnsons. Yeah.
The Strange Thing About the Johnsons. It's a short film on YouTube, and it's by Ari Aster. So Ari Aster is the guy that did Hereditary, Midsummer, Beau is Afraid, and Eddington.
Yeah.
It's short,
Basically fucked up.
but it will stay with you forever.
You're really selling it to us, Drew.
To be honest, I think Midsummer stayed with me forever, so.
I
No,
love
seriously,
that
every time I
film.
close my eyes, I'm haunted.
Well, this is an earlier fucked up version.
Oh,
Funny
great.
enough, I literally just suggested to someone to watch Hereditary. It's so
Nice.
good. It's so good.
It is so good.
And one more thing, we're going to talk about box office, and then we're going to go on to the films because I'm linking them in a little bit if I can. So the great news this week, I think we're all fans. We've all gone to see Michael
MJ.
Jackson biopic. Has anyone gone to see it twice?
No,
You?
I'm not putting myself through that
going
again.
I was going to.
Just me. I might go and see it a third time if you guys are up for it.
I would,
but
100%.
the
That
good
was too
news,
emotional.
it's a record-breaking box office. Got 103 million globally.
Wow.
Sorry, 703. Did I say 703?
I think you said 103.
You said
I thought I
103.
did. I blanked out for a second. 703 million. So it's nearing a billion, and it will probably hit a billion, which is only things like what hits a billion? Barbie and Endgame.
Spider-Man. It's normally franchises, isn't it, that hits?
Yeah.
I think it's deserved. Definitely.
And the budget was only 155 as well. So it's
Oh wow.
it's not a small budget, but it's.
Did you hear his music's come back though as well? Like, I think his music is number 1 on Spotify or something.
Yeah, it is.
It's all on the
So
top
it's
of
like-
the charts.
All of the new fans that have just discovered him. That's incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
Everyone's going out singing Billie Jean.
Obviously, we grew up with them, but like I've got into Jackson 5 recently.
Oh yeah.
That, which I haven't listened to in a long time, but it's great. Okay, so to link on the box office, Obsession and Hokum are the two films we're going to discuss today, and both of those have done record numbers for low-budget horror films as well. It might not sound great after hearing Michael's numbers, but Obsession did 28 million in its opening weekend. That's unheard of. These sort of films tend to get like 2 to 5 million. So this is 28 million, and Hokum got 20 million. So both big numbers, really big numbers.
Well, and also,
Go
I
on.
was going to say Obsession was made for 750,000 as well.
Yeah.
Really?
So that's insane.
Oh my God.
So,
Wow.
Yeah, we'll go into it as well because the guys are do little comedy skits and stuff, but they've done a horror film on YouTube called Milk and Honey or something.
Milk and Cereal.
Milk and Cereal, but spelt with an S, like serial killer.
Yeah, serial killer. Yeah.
And because of that, they were given that they managed to raise that budget of 750,000, but then they had a bidding war to buy it from them, and it was A24, who are now the big guns in the independent film world. Neon, who did I can't even think of a Neon film off the top of my head.
Actually, they did some Refton ones. You know, the guy that did Only God Forgives and stuff. That's Neon. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, and what was the other one that it did recently about the sex worker and Anora? That was
Neon.
That was Neon. So those are the two big guns, and they got beaten by Focus.
Yeah, Focus Features,
and they paid over £15 million for it. So this guy who raised 750, someone just gave him 15 million to own it.
Wow.
It's insane.
and it's now doubled. They've doubled their investment.
That's insane.
So yeah, and because of that as well, Curry Barker, he's the director of Obsession. He has now been given the reins to write and direct a new Chainsaw Massacre film.
Oh,
That's cool.
that'd be so cool.
Yeah,
That's massive. That's massive.
he's just finished the completion of another feature film that he's just done. I mean, this guy's absolutely on fire at the moment. The one with Aaron Paul and I can't remember the complete cast, but it's about a couple of kind of like ghost. They're like they're doing pranks. They're pretending that they go to people's houses to kind of do exorcisms, but then they come in contact with the most sinister thing they've ever dealt with, and then it becomes real.
Oh, really?
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, which is really clever. So like they're like a couple of con artists pretending to be ghost hunters, and then it goes flipped.
It's called Anything But Ghosts.
Yeah,
which it says
Fitting
two fake
title.
paranormal investigators must face actual ghosts whilst dealing with the deception of their own fraudulent business. Do you know what that is the description of, film-wise, verbatim?
Oh, it's the one with Michael J. Fox, isn't it?
Yeah, how did you get that? The Frighteners.
The Frighteners, yeah.
That is the plot of The Frighteners, but it's more PG. Well, it's still quite violent, but still PG. But yeah. So do you want to go? What would you want to get into first? I feel like we've gone into obsession conversation. If you want to chat about Obsession first.
Just a quick message to thank you all for listening to our show, whether it's through Spotify, Apple, or YouTube. If you are enjoying, why not follow, click to subscribe, and leave a 5-star review. Also, a reminder to follow us on Instagram and TikTok for fun clips from the show. We love and appreciate your support, and thanks for sharing us with friends. This helps us to grow, improve, and continue creating. Now, back to the conversation.
Let's go to our guests. We'll go to Kate first. Don't tell us which one you prefer or anything like that. Genuinely, what was your feeling watching it and your takeaway? What was your...
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was going to be... thought it was going to be scarier than what it was. However, I don't know if you guys... Have you guys ever watched Smile before?
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of the scenes remind me of Smile. Do you know which ones I'm referencing when she stood there and she's smiling? And it's that really creepy smile.
Very in the dark and just you see a bit of eyeball or something.
Yeah. And scenes like that, I don't think needed any jump scares because they were creepy enough. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, like her standing in the bedroom, in the dark, in the corner. I didn't see her until she moved.
Yeah, the movements, but a film like that doesn't need jump scares because it's creepy, and I think I really enjoyed it from that.
Well, Curry Barker said about those bits that he didn't want her to become ghostly or demonic. She was meant, or possessed. She was literally just meant to be a doting girlfriend, but to the extreme. So she didn't deliberately try and do too many creepy things. The creepiness was the lighting and just her standing. No,
I think it was great. I really, really enjoyed it.
Quite kind of bunny boiler territory, but more things to do with a cat.
Yeah.
cat boiler.
Cat sandwich maker. Yeah.
I knew in that scene as well, as soon as he took a bite out of that sandwich, I thought, no, don't do it. Don't do it. I knew.
It felt too obvious, but it was still worth doing.
It was needed, though. It was needed.
Yeah.
I thought it was the way that Sarah's character though flipped the lid off and then went, "What is this about?" And then she reveals something to do with like cat.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What?" But they even add the dark humor because I went and saw it with a packed out audience, and when Bear's character goes, "It's an in joke," after being sick, like everybody laughed. Like he got such a great mix of humor, building the tension, feeling like you feel so kind of claustrophobic watching this, and you feel so sick watching it. So then when you get those little breaks of humor, it's absolutely brilliant.
Well, Drew went to see it twice.
Love that.
Which is weird. I find weird watching horror film twice in a matter of 2 days, but that's...
If it's a genuinely good one, though, like same with, I know Michael is very different from a horror film, but you want to watch it twice because you want to appreciate it. So I get why you'd want to go see it twice, because to be fair, I wouldn't mind seeing, I'm floating back a little bit, but I wouldn't mind seeing Hokum another time, actually.
Yeah.
I get that though. I understand
There's
why.
lots of deep stuff there.
There's a lot to unpack, because when we go into closer to the third act of Obsession, there's so much stuff happening in that last moment that I was like, I didn't get it all, because you're so kind of traumatized by what's happening.
Yeah.
But there's actually more incredible things happening plot wise that you're not quite privy to until you watch it on a second or third.
Also, just a reminder to the audience listening, I'll probably put something at the beginning, but we are going to talk spoilers. I think if we can stay away from the finale spoiler, like who lives and who dies, but we can talk about things leading up to that. Let's go, Tarryn. Tarryn, what was your kind of takeaway opinion and thoughts, apart from going on Vinted the second it finished?
I thought it was good. Like, I do think it was good. I think the acting was really good from her. But I'd seen quite a lot of things beforehand, so I think that spoiled it a bit for me, because I kind of knew what was going to happen. And I think the trailer does give away quite a lot as well. It's a bit predictable, I think. But the acting made up for it. If the acting was bad, it wouldn't have been good.
I can see what you mean. I don't think, predictable is not a bad, like you watch a film like Alien, for instance, and I put a little clip up on social media, and it's like talking about, the alien's coming, so there's going to be no surprises. It's just when and how, and there's nothing wrong with that. And like with Obsession, you're right. We knew what we were getting before we walked in. She's going to be fucking them up. She's going to be aggressive. She's going to be violent. She's going to be crazy. And we got that. It's just how they did it. And like you say, the acting is phenomenal.
Her acting was great.
Yeah.
I was annoyed that we saw it so late, because I thought we were seeing it straight away, but there was it came out last week and I didn't realize that, so I thought we were seeing it as soon as we could. But there's been so much on stuff I've been trying to avoid on social media. Everyone's saying she deserves like an Oscar.
Yeah,
horror starts to be included these days, so you never know.
Yeah, definitely.
The reason why I saw it twice though is because not only is it a horror film, it's an incredibly divisive film because of how about those two characters, who is the villain, what kind of happens, the way that it's kind of all like orchestrated is so clever, because it's divisive in the sense that some audience members will come away going, oh my God, that girl completely fucked up. Michael Johnson's character did a number on him, and kind of be careful what you wish for. But then on the flip side, it's actually a non-consensual relationship where his character is dictating things. And when things go wrong, he makes it all about himself. So it's not about trying to see and help the girl that he supposedly loves. It's more about, this is so inconvenient because this is not the wish I wished for. And you're like, oh my God, that's really dark. It's very, very clever in its kind of polarity.
But it weird,
It's
like the film.
interesting as well. Oh, go on, Kevin, after you.
No, go for it.
I was just going to say, it's interesting because when you first start watching the film, you think you root for him, and then it kind of turns it around, and then you're rooting for her because he's making it very selfish, and you're thinking now he's the bad guy. So I like the role reversal. I really like that.
Yeah, because the film title is about him, really, isn't it? He's the obsession. He's the obsessed guy. And that intro, that really awkward intro at the beginning, is kind of emphasizing that he's practicing what he's going to say to her to ask her out. And don't you think it's really weird that the guy that's helping him and saying, you should say, call her, what is it? Naughty Nicky.
Freaky Nicky.
Freaky Nicky. Yeah.
Freaky Nicky.
Freaky Nicky.
Say that. It's teasing and she'll love it. And you realise that he's putting a spanner in the works because he likes her, or he has been with her anyway, and he's trying to like sabotage it a little bit. But yeah, he's clearly the obsessed one. And then when it flips and turns, it's a drastic change. The scariest bit for me, the bit that made me jump more than any bit in that film, was the very intro bit to their relationship where they're in bed. and she starts kissing him,
Yes.
and she has that glitch freak out for like a split second. She doesn't know where she is. She realizes he's in front of him, and the real Nikki like backs off, like terrified, and then she switches back again. I was like, whoa, that properly made me jump more than the headbutt and the glass bit, because I knew that was coming. The way the cameras are panning back and forth are like, there's a lot of empty space there. Something's coming from one angle or the other. But that first freak out, that was proper creepy. What was your best creepy bit, Drew? What was your bit that kind of?
I think the bit where it's the the bit where he falls against the radiator and says, "You're scaring me," and then she does this slow thing back, and then she goes, run towards him, and it's like she's having. That's the only thing that was a bit weird. Like it's like she's having fun scaring the shit out of him, and that's where, again, with this kind of diversive narrative, you feel for him because he's so petrified and say, "You're scaring me. Why are you doing this?" sort of thing. But I think in hindsight, it's like she's trying to reflect what she's going through. She's trying to project, like, I'm in this dark place and all this crazy stuff's happening to me because of what you've done. And you need to kind of, reverse this situation. What I put here, though, was that it's interesting because Bear is in love with an idea of Nikki. And this is why I love the symbolism of the movie as well, and why it goes so deep into so many different things. That's why it's not the Nikki he wants. And he's fighting to try and find the Nikki he wants because he doesn't know her truly. So the wish is giving him a version of something that doesn't necessarily, exist. And then upon my second viewing of watching it, when he goes to grab the wish willow, it's next to a stick that says voodoo doll. And I went, oh my God, that's really interesting.
Oh,
and I didn't see that.
Yeah. This is what I mean about when you watch it a second time, it's really good. So this voodoo doll, and I was like, oh my God, because that's literally kind of what's happening to her. It's not just this innocent wish.
So there's two big faults of the film, in my opinion, that are so obvious that it ruins the film if you think about it too much. And I don't want to. I want to just embrace the film, enjoy it. But there's two massive bits that are like, when you watch a film, you go, why didn't they just do X and it'd be fine? Like when he goes into the shop and when he's covered in blood and he's like trying to get the stick, and the bloke's just like, well, it won't work. You could do this, you could do that, or you could just die. Like, why is he so casual about it? And the woman at the beginning says she gets lots of complaints. And he jokingly goes, is that because it doesn't work or because it does work?
Yeah.
And she's insinuating it does work. But he's running around trying to get his best friend to snap it to reverse the wish or get Nikki to do it. He could literally just go up to any human in the world and go, can you just say that? Can you snap that and just say, reverse your bear's wish, please?
Yeah.
It would have taken 2 seconds to do anyone. Give someone a $5.
You say that, though. There was another really interesting thing where someone was saying, if you look how selfish characters are, and if he does make this TV series about an anthology of wishes, everyone's so self-centered that they're making it for themselves. So if he went, I'll give you $5 if you could just make this wish happen for me because the wish is going to come true. And they're like, well, fuck you, man. I want to be... They're going to make it about themselves. And it's the idea that society has a kind of selfishness. But what I thought was interesting is he doesn't have any family, Bear. Because I was thinking, where's his mum? Where's his dad? Has he got a brother? Has he got a sister?
It was his nan's house, wasn't it?
It was his nan's.
And this is also fascinating because everyone was saying why they were like, oh, the fault in the film, like why are the pills open? Because a cat can't do that because it's got a safety thing on it. What it is it's still there from when his nan died. She was trying to open the pills, open them, and then had a heart attack or died. They fell. So he hasn't even tidied the house. He hasn't dealt with the grieving stage of his nan because he's so obsessed with Nikki. He hasn't even tidied up the house. And that's why the cat has eaten the pills. So it's really interesting, the kind of like previous circumstances before we even catch up to the whole Bear and Nikki scenario.
With the pills as well, do you know what I thought about, which I don't know if anyone else picked up on this, but he said in the car to, Sarah's character, he said, I've got sleeping pills in my pocket. Did anyone else pick up about that? So whether he was taking the sleeping pills before or obviously he was obviously taking them during being in the relationship, but could it have been before the relationship?
Yeah.
Maybe he's not been sleeping because Psychopath's been lying next to him.
Maybe. Could
And
happen.
like when she falls asleep, and then the real Nikki whispers, "Kill me, kill
Yeah.
me, I'm in here."
That's so hard.
Well, I was doing a little bit of research on the film as well, and they said that there's a few things that they kind of made the film the way it was. Like because the budget was so low, that sometimes is a good thing because it makes you be inventive. And he said there's lots of slow, long shots. There's not very many cuts. Like even when someone's talking and someone else replies, it's usually a flip, but it's not. It's focused on the same person for ages. That adds that uncomfortability to it. So he said it worked. It built that tension there. But even like the low budget, that the car window that she headbutts to smash through. So they had a few of those, so you got to do multiple cuts of that, and they're carrying it, and it shattered before they put it in, and then they put the next one in, and it was the only one they had, and they didn't have money for a stunt person, so it's the actor or actress who runs full head first. And I know it's breakaway glass, it's sugar glass, but it's still, you're still meant to be a professional to do these things. So yeah, so she did all that for real, and it was the first time. But yeah, just no budget at all and 750 grand sounds like a lot, but that's just camera equipment and hiring things, you know.
It's not a lot in the grand scheme of things for films, though, is it really?
Yeah.
But I imagine also special effects and stuff must have gone into that as well, because that scene you mentioned there with the brick is absolutely horrendous. And I don't know how you felt. Like when Nikki's not around, I don't feel safe, because it's like the way that they've filmed it it's like she can just tune in to wherever Bear is, like this weird, really dark magnet that just gets pulled towards his location. So I was like, we're not safe. Like, we are not safe in this car.
Well, sometimes she hunts him, and then sometimes she just stays and then pisses herself and doesn't move at all.
That's true.
That was
That's
a creepy scene.
I think
that was the best bit. I knew everything was going to be creepy. I knew something obvious was about to happen when he was leaving for work, and it's just focusing on her and him looking at her, and then he turns around and he's standing still for ages, and you're like,
that's the scene that reminded me of Smile.
And then it was all the gaffer tape, all the gaffer tape on the door. I was like, oh. She goes, if you can't get out, you can just stay here. It's like, no, I'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Again, it's the dark comedy though. When he opens it again, there was a laugh in the cinema, because it's like,
yeah, that's what was good, because it was laugh, then scare, laugh, scare, laugh, scare.
There were some of those scenes though that were like, I don't think we should have laughed, but it was like a genuinely like nervous laugh. Like that scene where she moves her friend's chair backwards. It was so funny. It was so funny, and like she then like starts to like kiss him, and is I was in stitches. And I don't think it was supposed to be that funny, but like it makes you nervous that you have to laugh.
And the sound design was really good as well, because when she screams, it's really fucking loud. It comes from nowhere. It's just like la 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 la, no, full intensity, like proper freaky. Like, Tarryn, what was your scariest moment in the film? What was the bit that kind of got you?
Probably just when she started screaming in the room because Kate jumped. But to be fair,
what bit was that?
That was the scariest bit. When she was like,
when
was it?
It was in the night, wasn't it? Was it? She made like a noise
in the
or
night.
something.
What did she say? She was like, "Why don't you love me?" or something like "Stay." I don't know.
It was so quiet, and then the noise.
When he tries to move, and she like,
like, oh, that was brilliant. That was brilliant when she finally falls asleep and he starts to move, and she's like, "Stay."
Yeah, that was creepy.
So when I was in the cinema, Kate was sat next to me, and in Hokum, she jumped out of her skin. In this film, she hit me. She went.
She's more scary than the film.
Yeah.
Apologies were given.
A great person to take with you in horror if you want a little bit of bruises as a souvenir.
I'm a delight.
Here's a few little background tidbits about the film as well. Like, you guys might know or not, I don't know. But obviously, the director we discussed, Baker, his mate is Cooper Tomlinson, and that is the guy who plays Ian in the film, the second guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are a comedy duo. If you follow them on social media, those two just do skits all the time with like funny stuff. Occasionally there's some dark horror humor, but it's mainly comedy. And it's likened to like Jordan Peele, who is a comedian who then does Nope and Get Out and Us, things like that. And he's commented on a few times saying he's a direct inspiration because he didn't know he could go in that direction until he knew about Jordan Peele. And horror and comedy is quite an easy transition because it's the same sort of basics to it. But all these people are producers in the film, so like all the actors that we saw in the film, they're all producers, they're all part of it, so they're all a gang, they all hang out together. He didn't hire Nicky's his mate.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's a one friendship group.
That's so cool. That's probably why she felt so comfortable, because she said if it's like just hanging out with mates on a film set, then that's why you're getting some of the most amazing performances, because you just feel so safe. It's not like you've had to audition with 100 different actors, get the part, then you're on a film set, then there's like big production, big crew, big team, producers, all that bejazzle, you know, it's like...
It was quite streamlined. But there was like 20 odd producers. There's a lot of producers. So I think it's because he's quite young and it's a big venture for, a young, fairly inexperienced. Well, he's not even that inexperienced because he's been doing this sort of stuff for probably most of his life, but big time now. So many people are involved. Like, Tim, do you guys know Tim Robinson, the comedian?
No.
He was in Friendship, The Chair Company, I Think You Should Leave. No? He was
Are these movies?
Chair Company is a series on Now TV. If you've not seen that, watch it. It's like fucked up.
Okay.
So again, he does that horror stuff. But the director was actually in the film. Does anyone know where the director appears in this film?
Oh. Is he the one who... Oh, no, go on, Drew, you guess.
Oh, no, sorry.
No, I was
just... just keep talking. Everyone goes, is that... Finish your sentence.
Is he the guy when he goes back into the shop and he's like, would you calm down?
I was just about to say that.
No.
Is he in the restaurant?
No. It's a bit of a trick question. He's not technically in the film, but he is. He
Why
is
are we
the
guessing?
He is.
He does this all the time.
When he's in the car and he calls the helpline.
He's the guy on the phone.
Voice.
He's like, "Welcome to One Wish Willow.
Oh,
How can I help?"
That was another bit that was funny as well.
Just kill yourself.
I found that funny.
Yeah.
That bit was so like, the devil's got your soul, but it's kind of like just on file. And it's like, oh, do you want to talk to the real one? Just screaming. And it's like...
it was funny, creepy until he said that, until he went, would you like to speak to Nikki? Hold on.
Yeah. That was just, oh my God. That's the turning point when when as an audience you start to go, Bear's actually not a very nice person. Like the protagonist turns into the antagonist in this really clever kind of like gradual transition. Like someone was referring to like Walter White, how you care about him. He's got a family. He seems all weak and innocent, and then gradually he starts to kind of take control of this power and just becomes very manipulative. And when he's like, oh, no, I don't want to cancel it, but can I just adapt it? It's like, oh my God, like the idea that he wants to make it work better for him so he doesn't have so many nightmares and probably doesn't have to take sleeping pills. Like, I just want to be able to make love to her and not have any of this crazy stuff. Is that cool? Can we do that? Like, no. You're like, oh my God. But then that was something I was going to say. He doesn't act like he loves her. He acts like a player that is just grateful to have her, because even when there's that making love scene, or I guess if we call it a making love scene, they're not looking at each other's eyes. It's like he's just using her as like literally a piece of flesh at that point, which is really horrendous. And then
he's not enjoying it himself.
No, I know. And then at the house party, though, when it's like kiss the person to your left, he makes it feel like oh God, well, I guess I have to. And it's like, if you really did love that girl, you would be like, oh, actually, could somebody take my place? Because I'm with her. Like, I really care about her. But not in any kind of social environment. He never has that kind of indication that he cares about her. It's like behind closed doors, he does. But, well, even then he doesn't really.
Well, that was shown though in that scene, wasn't it? Where they were like, Bear, what are you doing? And like she's smashing her face. And like, Bear, are you going to do anything? And like he just sat there.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got no compassion for her. Like all of the messed up things that have happened, he just doesn't deal with it at all.
You also wouldn't go back in that house again.
Yeah.
I'd just fuck off. Just
Yeah.
terrifying. But it did feel more gory, violenty than scary itself. It was just, but it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
I really did enjoy it. But there's been a big hype in the last week as well, which may have affected opinions of seeing it not straight away.
That's why I think, like, when I saw it the first time, I'd seen it way before all the hype, and it blew me away. And then when I started to look more into it, I was like, I want to revisit it to see some of these kind of symbolisms and kind of like hidden, messaging and stuff like that. So
I'm glad it's getting notoriety. I'm glad, especially the actor that plays Nikki is getting her kudos because, flawless, just absolutely unhinged.
Oh, no, what performance!
Yeah, it was multiple performances in one. So, should we go on to a bit of Hokum and then we can do a little vote?
Sounds good.
Obviously, Hokum's the film that came out the week before Obsession. I think it's still in the cinema now. If not, won't be there for long. That's directed by Damien McCarthy, who did a film that I'm embarrassed I haven't seen. Have you seen the film Oddity? Anyone?
No.
It came out a few years ago, and it was quite a big hit. It's quite
think so.
meant to be quite full on, maybe graphic, quite violent. But in the horror circles, everyone bangs on about it. It's been one of the best horrors of 2024 or something. So yeah, he's not a well-renowned director or anything, but he's done some really good stuff. And he gets Adam Scott, which is I thought was a weird casting at first because he's quite a big actor for a smallish film. Be a depressed. I mean, let's not give away the spoiler why he's depressed in this film because I think that's a huge.
That was genius.
Yeah.
That was absolute genius.
I guessed it before, but not early. Like it took me.
I only did when it shows a brief flashback of him as a little boy. Again, I think was the lunchbox.
Yeah, we don't want to go into that one.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying. That's
the link.
link.
Cleverly done though.
And Hokum, it's a lunchbox. That's what links the two of them. Different outcomes for
different outcomes. Hotcoms.
Different outcomes.
So be prepared, everyone, for many of Drew's Hokum jokes coming up.
Maybe you just ruined it now.
What was your thoughts on Hokum, Tarryn?
I thought it was great. I didn't think it was predictable from the trailer, which is one thing that I just hate. I don't like when it's predictable. And it was scary, like it was actually scary, which I enjoyed. I like a movie that can scare me.
What was the best part for you? What was the best part?
Oh, I've actually not thought about my best part.
Think now.
Come back to me.
Okay. Kate, what was your thoughts on the film?
So, I love a horror film, right? And I will go and see all the horror films in the cinemas. But that one, I wasn't expecting the jump scares, which is important, as we could tell in the cinema. Sorry. I really liked it. I think the scene for me that I was like crapping my pants was with the bunny. when that, the bunny comes on when he's in the bed and then like the bunny just like shakes. Yeah. Pooping pants.
Yeah. Well, Kate started this film with both feet on the floor, and for I'd say at least the second half of the film, she was in a fetal position in the cinema.
But that's how you know it's a good film, because it makes you that like scared to put your feet on the ground. that you're
Yeah.
like, you don't know what's
Yeah,
going to
I was
happen next because I'm
terrified.
going to jump. So
I,
that
I,
so good.
And when you look down, you realise that Kate's actually drawn a chalk mark circle around her seat so that she's safe.
and I think that you've hit the nail on one of the biggest differences. And again, some people will prefer one to the other, but I feel Obsession was a great film, great narrative, great story, great acting, great sound, well done. But it was like wait for jump scares, whereas Hokum was a feeling
Yeah,
from the first 10 minutes. Once you've got the intro out of the way, it's pretty early on. There's dread for an hour and a half.
you can
I
feel
didn't
it.
didn't feel safe at any point in that film. And as Drew will know, you like horror films, but you reacted quite volatile, whereas I just sat still because I've seen decades of these sort of films, but
Yeah, sure,
so
bad.
nothing made me jump itself, but there was bits that made my eyes open wide or go, oh my god. And I could see in the corner of my eye, like people hide. Like I looked over at Taryn, she was hiding, or
I was
she was
like that.
crying.
I was just looking through my fingers, but
He
I was
watched it
like,
through like an eye.
Yeah, where
But I
Kate was
think
fully
that's so
on the side of
important, though.
yeah.
I genuinely think that the fact that all the horror films we've watched, films can still make us do that. I think that's so important, and that was such a good horror film. Like I
Like
couldn't put my feet on
I
the
like the
ground.
feeling of being
Yeah,
scared.
because you don't know what's going to happen. That's the thing. Like I didn't find it very predictable, anyways. Like usually with horror films, you can kind of guess the plot, but with that one, I don't know about you, Drew, but the three of us said we're not going to watch the trailer for it. We were kind of going in blind a little bit, so I
Hokum.
really liked it.
and it is like a standard horror haunted house style film, but
It's like
with that
stereotypical, isn't it?
it, it's taking elements from like The Shining. It's taking elements from certain films. You can see it in certain scenes, but it doesn't follow the certain narrative because there's so many threats in that film. It's not one person. There's what I wrote them down so I don't forget. So yeah, you've got the bunny, the woman as the bunny. You've got the dead bodies, you've got witches, you've got a literal human murderer loose, and you don't know who that is. And then when it comes later on, you're like, and there's so many dodgy characters, you're like, well, which one's the bad guy? Have I got to watch out for them? No, there's a witch and a ghost. And I thought, as soon as I hear things like witch and ghosts, I switch off. I don't find haunted stuff, I don't find scary because it's not believable. I'm more scared about an axe murderer, like someone that could do something rather than something I don't believe in. But
Entity, yeah.
yeah, like Paranormal Activity, fantastic. Blair Witch, fantastic. But when it's a bit over the top, I switch off. I don't find it scary. Whereas this, it didn't bang on about the witch. The witch wasn't, it wasn't like there was a thing. Someone said it was a witch. Someone said it's not. Someone said it's whatever. So you don't know. You still don't know what to expect. And when that dead body, when you find the dead body, you're like,
Well,
is that an actual murder or is that a ghosty thing? Because she comes from up. What killed her?
Yeah.
but that's one of the things, sorry, that I really liked about Hokum is, this sounds weird saying this, but it genuinely feels like an onion. You're peeling away layers, but it's multi-layered layers because you've got the layer of the girl that talks about the honeymoon suite and her story is a reveal. Then you've got the main character, Adam Scott, and his story is a reveal. But I think what's also interesting about his story, though, is there's a good ghost as well, which I think is fascinating, because that's the misconception at the beginning as well, that when he's in that house and he's trying to type away and you see some really scary things happening in the
I was wondering what you're on about there. I was like, now I get you. Okay,
yeah. But as all of that kind of story gets kind of like nicely kind of tied together, it all really makes sense. My only quib about Hokum is how the hell has she got so many chains? It's like the witch went to B&Q and just bought all of these chains. Like she's got so many down there. Like
ghost chain.
no, but what?
She's not real.
But I'm saying all the chains are real, man. She's got all these dangling chains with like little. She made her own mobile.
You're
Like
getting dragged to hell. Hell's not real. It's old Like,
Oh, okay. It just
ghosty.
felt. I get it. It's just like when the old man was saying to the children, like, and then
Yes.
they hook chains and they pull you towards, and then they'll take a piece of you, and then they'll throw you back out, and you're still hooked to the chain, and you're like, the fuck are the chains coming from, man?
That's
But
your
yeah,
biggest gripe. Are you kidding?
that is my biggest gripe.
Okay, my biggest pro is kind of what we've all said, but to literally headline it is the fact that when we're comparing both, again, I think it's an unfair comparison. I think they're both brilliant in their own
Yeah.
right, but for the
100%.
sake of this podcast episode, we're going to pick our favorite at the end. And I'm not comparing that one's better than the other, just what I preferred at the end. But in Obsession, there's not many likable characters. He's a dick. She's the only likable, but she obviously turns into a raging psychopathic possessed thing. So she's
Sarah's
not that.
nice though. Sarah's nice, but then she becomes like a mush kind of.
She's in it for what? She's in it for 3 minutes.
Great character though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's lovely.
After those 3 minutes, there's only one eyeball left, and
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Actually, the lady at the beginning, in the cafe that's listening to his monologue, she's nice.
Yeah, she was nice.
she's
She's
not a
only in it
character.
for, like,
she's,
the first bit,
she's literally a waitress. She wasn't part of the
Whoa,
story.
okay, yeah, but she's a nice waitress.
Yeah,
know,
we'll
that's
never
her
go
occupation.
waitresses.
She was a key part in
She
that
was
scene,
sat-
Kev.
we didn't even see her until the end. She went, "Oh yeah, that's fine," and then walked off. That was
Yeah,
it. That's
she
not
seemed
a
like
real
a nice.
character.
She seemed like a nice
There was-
lady.
There was 4 characters in that film, and none of them were that likable. In Hokum, everyone's got a redeeming arc, and everyone's lovely, especially Fiona. You root for
Yeah.
her. And when
Yeah.
Adam Scott, I think we can say the beginning spoiler, the first hour spoilers, because that's not giving anything away. And that Adam Scott's depressed writer. We don't know why he's depressed. That is the spoiler. But when he's doing his writing, he's really rude to everyone in that hotel. They're all
Yeah,
a bit
he's got the flipping
anyway.
teaspoon, man. Like that's harsh.
Yeah, but you realize like 10 minutes later why he did it, because he literally couldn't give a fuck, because he's about to commit suicide. He's gonna, and there's a trope in movies, especially horror films, that when you do that, if you go across the line of reality, like you see the white light for a second, you can then see ghosts and stuff like that. So I thought that might be a thing, because that's a trope.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a thing.
But when he's redeemed, when he wakes up from hospital, it's like 3 weeks have passed or something when he's back to normal. And he goes back to the hotel to collect his things, and he finds out Fiona's missing. And he goes from being that arsehole to caring. He's like, oh, she saved me. I need to save her. And
100%.
then Adam Scott becomes a nice guy, finally.
Yeah, 100%.
I really like that other guy as well. The one that lived in a van.
Yeah, the homeless
he
guy.
was
At
so
first,
yeah.
at first I thought he was like bad, but then he was like my favorite one by the end of it.
Yeah, he
He
was
had a
awesome.
great character.
Jerry, yeah. And if you see a trailer now, the trailer was really clever, because there's a shot of him covered in blood and he's wonky walking towards the hotel as if he's about to kill someone like a zombie, and it's just him literally being battered trying to help.
Yeah,
So I thought that was really good. But yeah, all the actors, the very, very Irish crew and stuff. A lot of the actors have been in sort of Irish comedies and stuff like that. I recognised a few of them. But
here's a quick weird question though for you. You know he's writing the story about the father and the son in the desert, and they have to break open that glass to find the map to get into that circle thing, right?
yes,
Did you think it's ironic? And obviously, I'm sure this is what Adam Scott's the character writer wrote. When the son throws the bottle away because he's not going to hit his dad, he throws it, and then it lands next to a dead goat's head. Do you notice that?
I didn't even click that was a
I
goat
didn't
like
see
at the
that.
beginning of the film.
It's a goat's skull, which is like that kind of like symbolic theme throughout.
Goats eating mushrooms, magic mushrooms, and climbing cars.
Magic mushrooms,
Brilliant.
man. Exactly. But yeah, it was because obviously they could have broken the glass at that point. Obviously,
that is the ending. The ending is when they go and grab the glass, they'll see the skull and go, "Oh, we're fixed, we're safe." It's the happy ending.
Okay, cool.
But I didn't. But that you're right. I didn't get the fact it was a goat. The relevance of the goat. I just thought animal skull, brilliant. They'll be able to get out.
But I didn't get why the girl's dressed as like a bunny rabbit, because I was like, that's not really Halloween.
Well, the research
really
I found, the research I found is that Damien McCarthy has got a thing for rabbits. The director. So in his last two films, people have
Okay.
been dressed like bunny rabbits, like Donnie Darko style, and it's because he as a kid had nightmares about Watership Down, so he has actually got a genuine fear of rabbits.
So do you
Well,
think
he's
the
put the
character
fear of God into us with the rabbits.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's put rabbits themed and bunny ears in his film. So it was just a loose term to make someone dress up as a rabbit by framing the disappearing on Halloween.
Fair. I was going to say though that kind of creepy bunny Donnie Darko character when it had its own TV show, that bit is pretty
Yeah.
scary.
Weren't you glad it wasn't like a proper thing? Like it was, but it wasn't. Like in the trailer, it's
Oh God, when it pans up,
no
it's
one's, yeah, no one. I don't think I've seen any reaction to a trailer as bad as that. Like you guys jumped every time. You've seen the trailer a couple of times and looked away, and that
yeah,
yeah, when you see that rabbit with the big ears, it's so
yeah,
scary, and you can hear people in the cinema freaking out, like "Ooh,"
yeah.
or laughing and stuff like that. But I thought it's going to be really boring if that's like a character that's hunting around. I'm glad it was the way it was done. That
Yeah.
it wasn't a real. It was a thing, but it wasn't.
The witch coming up that what's it called, a waiter,
Dumb
a
waiter
dumb
shaft.
waiter. Yeah, coming up the dumb waiter shaft was so scary though. Like that kind of reminded me of Aliens a little bit in a weird way. You know, when the alien gets in the lift and follows her back up, you're like,
Yes.
oh, like it knows what it's doing. But that little witch lady, like coming through the room and him trying to use the chalk and it breaking, and it's like, that's what I liked as well, that characters left breadcrumbs for him. So Fiona's character, she's not just like a random female character that isn't really moving the plot forward. She's just an interesting love interest. But her character was so interesting because she's got that spiritual side. She's very caring and she tries to save him, but also she gives him like little signs and hints. Like if you ever come in contact with a witch, you're like, oh, that might happen. Take the chalk. So it's like it's good that she's kind of giving us that the kind of the rules of that world, I guess, is what I mean.
And you know, you got your onions and your layers and stuff like that.
I love
There's
my
also the fact that all this film, is it because he was close to death and now he's seeing things? Is it because there's actually things, rules and stuff, or the mushroom element, the magic mushrooms that people have been eating in their meals and the goats have been eating and that are wild in that area? Because that's another potential.
Oh yeah, because I didn't realize that. Because when he says, "Fuck yeah, that's really clever, dude." Because I remember at the very end when he brings that bottle and he's scared to drink it, and he went, "I put some stuff in your drink before he goes to hang himself."
For all the mad stuff. No, he did that. Oh no, he did. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, yeah, it was before he did that. Yeah,
yeah. He's like, "After you burnt me with a spoon, you bastard." So I was like, "I spiked your drink." Okay, cheers, mate. But he's like, and then everything after that. So you've got that ambiguity: is it real? Is it not? Which is cool again for reviews, for rewatches to see.
yeah.
Like,
I think there'll be loads of stuff we'll spot, like things like the little alarm clock that went ding.
oh yeah, that was amazing. Yeah.
Well, there's like loads of little heads on it, little like.
Oh yeah, they're the children though.
Yeah. So basically, they built them.
Oh
So
wow.
they're tiny. They're like the size of your fingernail on this clock. They built them the same size as actual people's heads, so they could do loads of filming, close-ups, and stuff like that. So they built them all
cool.
practically. But the thing I thought with this film as well, that there was really high stakes, like we said about the fact that is it the murderer, is it the witch, is it the monster, the whatever, the ghosty stuff, but also he's trapped in that room. It's an escape. It's the weirdest escape room ever. There is a ghosty, witchy something. There is the murderer, but also then there's fire. Like, how many other elements is it going to be? Like, I was in bits watching this towards the end, and then that got added. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
oh yeah, but then the homeless guy tries to save him, and then
He came back.
Yeah, but the guy that's got the bow and arrow. Because then you're like, he's trying to help him, and then arrow through the head. You're like,
it's like a character arc, isn't it? Like originally you didn't like him, and then he gets shot, and you're like, "What? Why did he do that to him?"
Yeah.
How did you guys like? How good was the bell ringing?
Oh, so good.
That was
Yeah, I love
And
that.
he was fixing it at the end, and like you're like hoping that he will fix it, and he's like getting his hands in and he's trying to figure it out. So
that was so
good.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it was the bit when he said he saw the woman go. That was funny when he was like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
pointing. It's like, I saw a ghost and she was pointing. And then like,
yeah. That was awesome.
but yeah, there was so much time spent in that one room, and the whole thing, I was tense the whole time because the bunny woman was just sat on the chair, and
Yeah.
the
You mean
cameras
the
didn't
dead?
focus
Oh yeah,
on her.
the dead
Yeah,
Fiona. Yeah,
once you saw her, the camera didn't focus on her again for ages, but you
Yeah.
knew she was there, and I was like, she's gonna move, she's gonna move,
Yeah.
she's gonna
I
move.
thought that as well. I thought the witch had possessed her dead body, and she was going to be the one, like, which would have
Oh,
been
that's
even
an
more messed
interesting
up.
take.
I thought it would have
Yeah.
been even more messed up if the girl that saved him then became like the witch that's trying to
Yeah.
kill him, and you're like, "Whoa! I tried to come back for you, and now
And I mean, I don't know what you guys feel, but I'm glad that the witch scene, the ending scene, was actually scary. Because again, I thought
Yeah.
that's the bit when you see the bad guy or whatever, or, the ghosty thing. That's when you're not as scared anymore because it's no longer a creepy thing. You're seeing it, and again, you didn't fully see anything, but it was still done so well that it still worked. It didn't go extreme fantasy. It worked in the
Yeah.
realm.
it was built in reality." Because I thought it was interesting that Adam Scott just happened to different actor. Why not? Happened to hold on to that little mini saw. So at the end, he's like, "Oh wait, I'm getting pulled by the chain," and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh my God," and he's like, like
But
trying
that's
to
what
cut through it, while the other guy's like looking at him like, "You bastard!" Like he's just getting pulled straight through into hell. And when the
But that's
door
what
was open,
saved Jerry.
Yes.
That's what saved Jerry. That's how he got out of the car. Remember?
yeah,
And
yeah,
then it's the
yeah,
same one he got. Yeah, yeah. But
yeah.
yeah, no, that
And that's
ending
what
when
I
they get
mean, like,
dragged. Wow.
yeah, they're just how little tools that need to save characters were there, and it didn't
Yeah.
seem obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, like it
But
was
again, that bit in the dungeony bit, not dungeon, the basement,
the downstairs bit. Yeah,
that bit should not have been that scary. That should have been like, oh, we're obviously in the scary bit, so we're prepared for it. But because nothing happens for so long, and you're
the
expecting it for
lights
so
going
long,
out, bro.
Yeah.
The
the
lights going
lights,
out, and you just hear the chains.
and you just expect, and nothing. Yeah, but nothing happens for ages, and that's what's
Yeah,
good. Like
yeah,
with Obsession, you got a release quite quickly a lot of the time. There was a bit of tension, but it didn't last too long. Then there was a jump. Where this, there was like 10 minutes of tension and nothing happened, and you're knackered afterward. You're like, why is
yeah,
nothing
That's what's
happening? Oh my
so good
fucking God.
about it, though.
Yeah, it was
That,
just scary the whole time.
yeah,
yeah.
that's
It's
what's so good
constantly
about
tense.
Hokum, because
It's
you
constantly
don't.
tense. For sure.
Yeah, you don't like with Obsession. Like it was amazing, but you sit there and you're like, I can breathe now. But with Hokum, you
Yeah,
can't.
the scary bits were the scary bits. Where in
Yeah.
Hokum, it was all
Everything.
scary, and then the
Yeah.
jump bits were
This-
the release.
The only thing I'd say about Obsession, don't get me wrong, I think it's got horror elements, but it's a deeper film than that. It's not.
Yeah, it's
Hokum
more
is
than
aimed
that.
at horror, right? Hokum is
Yeah.
definitely aimed at horror. I think Curry Baker made Obsession horror because horror has that element to it, but it goes much deeper than that, because it's more about relationships, toxic relationships,
100%.
consensual. Like even the idea, like some people were talking about, like I can't remember. It was like that kind of like not that I necessarily agree with it, but the whole incel thing, and like how certain men of a certain character are doing very inappropriate things to women, and the demanding nature of certain men behind closed doors, but then they come across as innocent friends, like like I'm in the friend zone, but actually I've got sinister plans of my own. And that's what I think. So there's more dissecting on a real level with Obsession,
agree.
even though it's horror.
That's got a longer talking point after, hasn't
Yeah.
it?
Whereas
Hokum is a horror film done.
Hokum is a proper peeling away layers of a horrific, frightening, like you said, like ghost house horror, as we're just kind of, peeling away horror scene after horror, basically. Yeah.
Agreed. And that's why they're both good, and they can't really be compared, really. I mean, it's like, when we do these episodes and we're comparing them, we'll do them in the future, and it will be like Superman versus Dune or something. Probably won't be. But do you know what I mean? Like, they're not going to be comparable films. We might just do a conversation where we talk about two films completely separate. One's a drama, one's a rom-com. And at the end, we'll go, which one did you prefer this week? We're not comparing them. We're just saying, which did you prefer that week? But doesn't mean you can take anything away from either of them.
But then I'd say things that they have in common that's epic is the cinematography and the score, because the film score for Hokum and the film score for Obsession are on point.
Oh yeah,
everyone's talking about the film scores lately, and obviously the cinematography. Like it's
that's
so
what makes
good.
a horror film. If a horror film doesn't have that dread sound, you don't feel it. The visuals need to be
the sound
you can't
design.
have one without the other.
Yeah, 100%. The people
silent
that are in
moment
sound
work as
design,
well. If there's a good soundscape and it goes silent, that's also part of it. You know.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'd actually say, jumping back to Obsession very quickly, the bit that gets dark comedy is when she goes, "I'm going to have a shower," because like she's covered in shit and vomit and everything, and she's like, "I'll take a shower. We'll go to the friend's party together." Like, and then when she's in the shower, the sounds you hear make it darkly comic. When it's like, "Oh, babe, I'm going to go because it's a guy's night," and like you hear the noise in the shower, and she just switches it off and starts screaming through the walls, and it's like how those moments and those gaps in silence build the tension.
And again, that's funny terror, because that was funny because it's what an actual girlfriend would do if you'd fucked them off. And you said, "Oh, I'm off with the boys now. I fucked you off, and now I'm out with the boys." What? Are you kidding me? But obviously, there's more to it.
That's what I mean. I think there is relatable elements of humor to Obsession, where people have had similar moments like that in an argument with their loved one, or do you know what I mean? I think it has a lot of relatability.
It just takes it so much further. Like, it's funny because it can be relatable, but then the screaming, like when he was trying to leave the bed and that screaming, it was funny, but it was creepy.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like you said, Kate, it's that uncomfortable laughing because you're uncomfortable. It's
nervous
not
laughing.
Funny.
Sorry, I was going to say one of the scariest moments actually in Obsession, I think, is and it's not even a scary bit, but it's when they're at the restaurant and she goes, no. You're like, and she's like, "We're supposed to be having a nice day," and you're like, fuck, that was scary. That was really scary.
That was a good scene, though.
I really like that scene.
Yeah, she's an incredible actress.
So who's the best actor in all of both the two films?
Ooh.
The girl in Obsession, definitely.
Indy Neverati, I think.
It's got to be.
But this is also a bit as well.
Liberace?
Indy Neverati, I think.
Oh, Indy fuck knows. Yeah, Neverati.
But what I was going to say is it's not like the actor that plays the witch, right? And it's like an entity that chases. Whereas I'd say one is about a performance of a potential memorable, haunting part, which is an Obsession, which is that actor that we just mentioned. Whereas in Hokum, it's more about the situation is frightening and what they're having to go through.
But also, when Adam Scott appears on screen, you're in safe hands.
Oh man, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they could have put loads of great actors in there, but he's a big get for something like this, and he hasn't done horror before that I'm aware of. So it already throws you off. It goes, safe hands, but what and why? Why him? And then after a few minutes, you go, this isn't the Adam Scott I love. He's a dick.
Yeah, true. Bold.
And then you love him because he's got an arc. He grows, and there's a reason that he's a dick. And he's still doing a nice thing when he's a dick. He's scattering his parents' ashes. Like,
do you know what that reminds me of? Did you watch the one with Hugh Grant? Is it Heretic?
Heretic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hugh Grant, loveliest man, loveliest actor. Wouldn't really see him in a horror film, and then you see him in that, and it makes you uncomfortable. Like Adam Scott, the whole way through, I was thinking Step Brothers. That's all I had in my mind. And then it reminded me of with Heretic, the way his acting is there, because you see him as such a nice person. It's weird to see him as
not
a creepy.
Yeah,
it really throws you, messes with your brain. I agree. Should we do a little vote before we do the vote?
Really nail it this time. Here we go. A 1, two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum,
Anyone know what this is from?
She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories when everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky. All right, Tommy, you're the oldest.
So good.
She's got eyes of the bluest skies.
That was awesome. I thought,
So
though, for a
good.
second, I thought that was you three that had done that in Kevin's cars. That's
Could
what
you
I thought. Like,
imagine?
remember that thing we did?
Oh, we should have recreated it.
We would
For the
do
people-
that.
For the people not watching,
Maybe we
that
should
was
do that
Still
next
imagine
time.
the three of you doing that. That's why I was like, when you turned the
Okay.
camera, I was like, oh, it's not them. That's really.
We're doing it.
Oh, it's a video of them.
That's your homework now, guys. That's your homework.
Eyes of the bluest kind. So, how many whales are we giving? Let's go around. In my circle, it's Kate, then Taryn, then Drew. So, how many whales out of 5 are you giving each film? Hokum and Obsession. How many whales?
Okay, so I'm giving Hokum. I'm giving that 5 out of 5.
And Obsession?
Obsession. I'm gonna give that. Can I give it a 4.5?
You can.
I'm gonna give it 4.5.
Chopping the tail off the whale.
I see where your bread is buttered, Kate. That's fine.
Taryn?
Hokum, I'm going to change to 5. I did previously rate it 4, but I'm going to change it to 5. Because I just think I like it now a lot more.
Talking about it.
Yeah, talking about it's made me like it more.
reminded you.
And then Obsession, I want to give it like 3.9.
3.9.
That's fine to talk.
That's
mean,
like
we're only
putting the
going in
whale up
half,
to
so-
further.
That's fine. That's
Oh,
fine.
well, I'm adding the 9 in there because it does it.
Do you want to just round up to a 4, like a solid 4?
No,
No.
Wow.
no,
Wow.
no, thank you.
Okay. Very strict. I'm
No,
getting
no, no,
seasick.
no. We were having a nice date. That's fine. Fine.
Is everyone else getting seasick
Okay.
watching Taryn? She keeps going back and forth, and her camera keeps zooming in and out.
She's doing it on purpose, though.
Where are you going?
1 second, my cat's trying
I
to
don't know
get.
how to turn it off.
Drew, what's your vote?
I'm going to give Hokum, again, after talking about it, I'm going to give it 4.5. And then Obsession is 5. Like, yeah, I'm clearly obsessed by this film. And when you do a deep dive into it and you return, you see all these really clever kind of symbolisms and nuances. And yeah, I'm yes.
So you're 5 for Obsession, 4.5 for Hokum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if I watched Obsession again, I might change it to a 4. But for now, 3.9.
But before I give mine, how good is the fact that we've seen 2 films in a space of a week that are basically, apart from Tarot, 3.9 upwards? That's
So
pretty
good.
Yeah.
collectively good. So
Because I feel like
stand-
sometimes you get an influx of horror films that come out and they're all just a bit meh.
Bit
Well, we've
vanilla.
got-
Yeah,
we've
predictable.
got Passengers and we've got Back Rooms.
So
next,
excited for
we've
that
got-
one.
Yeah, yeah.
We've got some good horrors coming. So
And Evil Dead Burn looks insane.
Yes.
There's so many. There's so many.
that gave so much away in the trailer, but I know Evil Dead tends to be over the top in a good way. So there's probably 20 times more violent stuff in there.
And Resident Evil guys as well. Holy
Yeah.
shit. From the Western
so,
guy.
so my vote is I'll go 5 for Hokum. That's what I gave it originally, so I'm sticking with that. Obsession, I'm probably on a strong 4, and that's not a negative. That's a brilliant as far as I'm concerned. Just Hokum for me was just all the feels.
Yeah.
And I know why Taryn went down 0.1 point from 4 to 3.9. Drew, literally, I said it earlier, but to give you the context, the ending of Obsession is quite full on, right? And there's a lot of emotion, and then the screen goes black. Within 1 second, the screen going black, Taryn's phone lights up, and she's on Vinted shopping.
But no, that's not how it ends though. the camera pans down and a TV stays on and shows all the credits, and she's screaming because she's in absolute.
yeah.
And then
So
that's when
what-
Taryn's
But as soon as
unbidden.
it goes back, as
So
soon as the
what Taryn
credits,
is doing is absolutely horrendous. That woman is screaming for her life, and you're going, "Yeah, can I see on my shoes?"
It just didn't like affect me that much. Like I'm familiar with it now. Like I know
Oh, so
it's bad.
funny.
Can I just say though, can we go into brief spoilers on Obsession, the ending though? Because if I say some things, you might not have known them because you're so traumatized with what's going on.
go
I
on,
wanna
and then
hear
I've got
it.
a fun
Well,
fact.
So he gets 2 wish willows. So Bear gets 2. He tries one that he can't break. He gets 3, I think. He tries to give one. No, the one he doesn't break, he brings back home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he goes into the bathroom to try and take his own life because he can't deal with everything going on.
We can't do it because it's a one wish willow.
Yeah.
No. But when he's trying to do what he's doing, and then he decides to take the pills, you then hear the sound of the wish willow from Nikki.
Yeah.
And then she snaps it, and that's what stops him being able to.
Yeah, because she clearly wishes for him to love her as much as she
Exactly.
loves
And then
him.
so those two then, so you've got so many
Oh,
things
I
going
didn't
on.
think about that.
What?
No,
You're
I didn't
fancy.
even click onto that.
neither did
That's,
I.
that's
See, I told
obvious ending.
I told you. So it's the idea that the entity of Nikki does her own wish, which is so dark to try and make Bear love her as much as she loves him.
I was wondering
Drew,
why.
I thought that was so obvious. So what did you guys think the bloody ending was then?
I just thought that he'd killed himself.
No, not the very, very ending. Like the reason he just walked back into the room.
Yeah, I
hugged
thought
her.
he'd killed himself, and then he was just saying a goodbye. Like, oh, sorry,
Thanks for all the trauma.
sorry, I did that to you.
But yeah, no, that's why it's got this kind of really nice. Well, I say nice, this dark kind of like Romeo and Juliet moment, which is what Curry wanted to capture, which he almost does. And then when she's about to take
I
her
love
own
that,
life,
like Romeo and Juliet moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
because he
he's-
dies, it snaps her out of her state, and now she's in a proper horror house of like seeing all her friends.
Yeah. Because he's trying to like vomit to get the pills out, and that's when she snaps. So he doesn't get the vomit out. He just goes, he turns into a different person who just
and you
wants to
see
fuck
him
up.
do his
He
moment,
doesn't know he's eating pills because he's a different person now.
which is so clever. Like how, and they
Guys,
get
so
Yeah.
obvious, unbelievable.
I didn't know that.
there you go. I'm glad I said it because there you go. That's what I mean about unpacking certain things.
Yeah.
And
So I mean, we've given a score, so it's kind of obvious that the new rating I thought as well is like, you know, did these films sink or swim? And I think they both swam. They're both
He did
100%.
definitely.
very happy. Okay, we'll I've got a quick fact for you, and then Drew's got a poem, and then we will end. So the little fact I've got, two facts. In the music store, does anyone here like the film Wayne's World?
Not watched it.
It's okay, man. Yeah,
What do you mean
Never
okay?
heard of it.
I haven't seen it for ages, but I remember at the time, it was pretty darn good. Fighting talk.
It's one of the greatest comedies ever, Mike Myers. So anyway, the music store that is in Obsession, that is the music store that they filmed Wayne's World in,
No ways. No way.
which is going to be really interesting for the listeners, just no one in this current room.
It'd be cool if I knew what it was.
I think it's cool regardless.
The other fact that's quite interesting is that Obsession was filmed, as we said before, low budget. We talked about that in detail, but it was filmed. The whole film was done in 20 days.
That is insane.
That's cool.
Ooh.
20 days. That is unbelievable. The comparison with Hokum is that Adam Scott spent more than 21 days just in that one room for that one scene.
Oh my god.
I don't know how long the film took, probably a few months, but
This is again why I
spent
say
longer in that one room than the entire Obsession getting filmed.
if you look how well Obsession is doing in comparison to the budget that Hokum had, I think Obsession is incredibly impressive.
Oh, Hokum's winning, but on the box office. But as we know, you know, Mario Brothers and Minecraft do well in box office, and quality films don't. So that it doesn't say anything, but it's a positive for the horror genre.
Sure.
So that's my fact. That's my facts. We're going to end with a Drew poem. Introduce it.
So
Remind people who you are on Instagram, because you're not Drew on Instagram.
It feels cheesy, but yeah, Tales of the Nook is where you can listen to some of my poetry. This is a piece I wrote based on obsession, which I think is fantastic. This piece is called Wishful Thinking, and it does have spoilers for the film, even though we've kind of delved into some spoilers.
We
but
spoiled the film.
here we go. Wishful thinking. They might be right about all this mess. I created our hell because I was obsessed. A rotten forever after describes it best. An addictive poison I pursued made our love grotesque. But what does love look like? A parked up car in the dark outside your house, accompanied by your sinister smile with perfect teeth. What does love taste like? Metallic misfortune, or unforgettable fur from a family member now deceased. Pills eaten like your favorite dry food, now leftovers. I'm a food critic, but cat's not on the menu. I guess we're just weird lovers. The way we met, though, black magic, but I meant well. I wish our love was organic and not from a spell. Deception on my tongue, blood across the floors. As our love is a kind of nightmare, yet I crave you more. I wear a smile and uniform as chaos waits behind the front door. Love lost in a lie that was snapped into place. I wish you could stand here like it was our reality instead of a dark shadow wearing your face. I love a version of you, but maybe that's not actually truth. The split version with brutal effects as beauty can easily be erased. Self-harm as the other you tries to escape. But you think I can't be replaced, and that's a dangerous cage. As we are two lovebirds enraged that tear each other apart till we catch our reflections and start to behave. Feathers fill the floors from fights we can't ignore. You scare me to my core. Your night terrors are a frightening show with an encore. Don't leave, you'd say. Doors wrapped with rolls of tape as I roll in bed wide awake, thinking about this dream, wish that was a deadly mistake. I'm climbing ladders in my mind and you're the snake. I could have said anything. We could have still had friends. Everything could have stayed the same and I'd be happy with that end. We wear red so well together, it's our color. I come home to this emotional maze, your shadow in the moonlight and my early grave. Lovers made zombies out of us. With scars we trade like pains of collectible cards with grades. Mine grades have got you on strings, a puppet moving backwards and forwards, but we never change. How much blood is on my hands from the two that broke that willow wish? Why is the love we were given toxic? True love doesn't exist inside a broken hollow stick, but my weakness couldn't resist. Death is the only way to free you now. As I've ran out of wishes and magic tricks, imagine if all this was real and you didn't have to wake from the darkness I forced you into. Imagine you loved me for real and I didn't have to break anything to be this close to you. Imagine if wishes didn't come true. We could both lead normal lives until my karma's due.
Way.
That's so good. So good.
That was great. I enjoyed that.
Thanks so much, guys.
Oh, great. We're all fixated, and Tarryn was selling some shoes again.
I won't lie to you, Drew. I won't lie to you. When I first watched that on Instagram, I literally saw it before coming on this. I'm like, the way it's executed as well, like it's genuinely, it's amazing. Really, really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Drew used to be an MC,
What's an MC?
a rapper.
That's
Really?
yeah. It's infused. I quite like the idea of certain lyrics meets poetry kind of sped up.
I like the rhythm that
That's
it
cool.
has. I could go on about it all day. I'll have to message you.
Yeah. Sure. That's awesome. Yeah. No, thank you. That's really kind.
Excellent. Well, thanks for listening, everyone at home, to the new format. As I said, we're going to do more movie reviews and every now and again do a film versus another one and chat about them. And we'll have different guests on every time. But these guys, if they're up for it, will probably come back again. And we'll mix it up with different people and more recent films, maybe some streaming, some TV programs, series if they're particularly good. But thanks again for listening, and thanks Kate and Tarryn for joining us today.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you very
us.
much. It's been a privilege.
Pleasure.
It's been awesome having you, ladies. Thank you.
See you next week.
See you later, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This has been Rage Whale. Thanks for hanging out with us. We hope you had a whale of a time.
Thank you all for your continued support, and please do check out our other fun episodes with many great and interesting guests. And just to let you know, we're also on YouTube if you want to also watch us. But do give us a follow on Instagram and TikTok, and we'd love a cheeky 5-star rating on here if you had a moment. And if you do want to support us further, we do have merch. The links are here and on our socials. It's ragewhale.tmill.com. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.